Can faith, once lost, find its way back home? Is it possible to rekindle the flame of belief when it has been extinguished by the harsh winds of life? These are questions that at one time or another have crossed the minds of many. Consider the story of a woman named Emily. Emily was a woman of strong faith. She was raised in a religious household, attended church every Sunday, and found great comfort in her beliefs. However, a series of tragic events led Emily to question everything she had ever known. She lost her parents in a car accident, her husband left her, and she was diagnosed with a terminal illness. Emily felt abandoned, alone, and lost. She questioned how a loving God could allow such suffering. In her darkest hour, Emily met a woman named Grace. Grace was a hospice nurse who cared for Emily during her illness. Despite the pain and suffering Emily was going through, Grace always had a smile on her face and a kind word to share. Emily couldn't understand how Grace could remain so positive in the face of such adversity. One day Emily asked Grace how she remained so hopeful. Grace simply replied, "I have faith." She explained to Emily that faith is not about avoiding suffering, but about finding strength and hope amidst it. Grace's unwavering faith in the face of adversity inspired Emily. Slowly but surely, Emily began to regain her own faith. She found comfort and hope in her beliefs once again. There's also the story of a man named John. John was a successful businessman who had everything he could ever want. However, he felt empty inside. He had lost his faith years ago and felt like something was missing from his life. One day, while on a business trip, John met a homeless man named Sam. Despite having nothing, Sam was one of the happiest people John had ever met. Sam told John that his faith was what kept him going. This encounter with Sam sparked a change in John. He began to explore his faith once again and found the fulfillment he had been searching for. So, what can we learn from the stories of Emily and John? What are the key takeaways about regaining faith? Firstly, faith is not about the absence of suffering, but the presence of hope. Both Emily and Grace experienced great suffering, but it was their faith that gave them hope and strength. Secondly, faith can be found in the most unexpected places. John, a successful businessman, found his faith through a homeless man. This teaches us to always keep our hearts and minds open to the lessons life has to offer. Lastly, faith is a journey, not a destination. Emily and John both had to go through a process of self-discovery and reflection to regain their faith. Remember, it's okay to question and doubt. These are often the first steps towards finding your faith again. So if you ever find yourself questioning your faith, remember the stories of Emily and John. Remember that faith is not about avoiding suffering, but finding hope amidst it. Remember that faith can be found in the most unexpected places. And remember that faith is a journey, not a destination.